Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, before we proceed any further, big shout out to my fighting sponsor, Fighting Mad, the pound for pound kings of boxing apparel. If you like the shirt, the Earl Spence shirt you see to my right, you can get that exact shirt. Yes, that one right there. That exact shirt and many more just like it by going on the Fighting Mad official website right here. I'll leave the link for you right here. You go right here, you get you an Earl Spence shirt, you get you an Ali shirt, Crawford shirt. They got it all over there. So go to Fighting Mad and you won't be disappointed. Now look, let's get into the bantamweight division, the small weight class. Let's talk about Naoya the Monster Inoue, the official True School Sports pound for pound king. Because look, there's many great fighters in boxing right now. You got Crawford, you got Lomachenko, you got Usyk, you got guys like them doing some great things, but ain't none of them doing it like Inoue. Ain't nobody scaling weight classes, beating the opposition in the fashion that he's beating them in. The Naoya Inoue. And the crazy thing about it is he's only 26 years old. So look, I got him as a clear-cut pound for pound #1 king in my book. He's probably the first fighter that I really feel is deserving of holding that title since Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez was on the throne. But that's just my opinion. Remember, I don't know anything. I'm just a kid with boxing t-shirts on his wall. And to boxing credentials, I know nothing, so my opinion holds no weight. But listen, in regards to Inoue, one of the champions called him out in his division. All right, so Nordine Oubaali, WBC bantamweight champion, just called him out, and this has significance for a multitude of reasons. Nordine Oubaali, for those of you who don't know, he actually fought as the co-main event on the Donaire Inoue undercard. He was the co-main event, and he actually boxed Naoya Inoue's younger brother, Takuma Inoue, who is just as skilled as Inoue in my opinion, but doesn't quite have the punching power of Naoya. So that's where they set that. That's the difference between the two, but he beat him in what was, at that point in time, maybe the fight of the year. Like that was a hell of a fight. So if you haven't had a chance to go watch that fight, I would highly suggest and implore you to go watch that fight for yourself, because it is quite the fight. Oubaali is strong. He's a strong fighter. He's someone that is very dangerous. He's someone that, he has natural strength at the weight class. And Oubaali, he's calling out Naoya Inoue. Now, let's get into what Oubaali had to say about the monster and calling him out. Okay, here's what he said. He said, I quote, "I told everyone after my fight and after Naoya's fight that I'm ready for him. Anytime, any place, anywhere. Whether in his hometown or my hometown, whenever he wants, I am ready." So strong words there from the Frenchman, Nordine Oubaali. And listen, there's a lot of matchups being thrown out there for Naoya Inoue because it was just recently announced that he signed a multi-fight deal with Top Rank Boxing. So you could expect him to be fighting here in America. You could expect him to be a bit more visible to the American public. But regardless of that, he's fighting under the Top Rank banner. And because he's fighting under the Top Rank banner, I think the Oubaali fight makes sense politically, because Oubaali is himself, he's aligned with MTK Global, which if you guys don't know anything about MTK Global, MTK Global is a promotional company themselves. They are based out of Spain. But, Top Rank, Bob Arum, they have a good working relationship with MTK Global. A lot of their fighters wind up fighting under the Top Rank cards. Anyway, biggest example of this would be Tyson Fury, as he is aligned with MTK Global. But obviously, he's fighting on Top Rank cards. He has that working relationship with Top Rank. So this fight could happen. Obviously, for Inoue, this isn't a fight that I believe will be first on Bob Arum's list, because of the fact that there are bigger fights out there for him. He could move up to 122, and he could realistically fight the winner of Joshua Warrington versus Shakur Stevenson if that fight winds up coming off. Maybe he goes up to 122 and boxes Emmanuel Navarrete. That would be an exceptional fight. Great TV fight. Maybe he opens up his Top Rank debut and they get him an American opponent like Joshua Greer, who can sell a fight, who, is entertaining. There are other options out there for Inoue aside from Oubaali. There's also Zolani Tete, who holds a belt himself. So maybe that's a fight that he looks into making, because, as it stands right now, Zolani Tete is in possession of that WBO title. And it's another chance for Naoya to unify the division. Now, I would say those three fights right there, in no chronological order: Navarrete, Tate, and the winner of Stevenson versus Josh Warrington. Those are probably the three fights for the monster that are priority for Bob Arum. But after you get past those three, and it's likely that maybe none of those three happen. It's very possible. Maybe none of those three happen. But after you get past all that, this Nordine Oubaali fight makes a lot of sense, because You know, Oubaali is a champion at 118, so it's a unification fight, and unification fights are priority in boxing. He's undefeated, he's strong, he's young, and on top of that, you have the whole my brother's keeper dynamic going into the fight because this guy just went in there and he beat your little brother. Okay, so as Virgil Hunter would say, and many of you who watch my lives may remember when I say this, you know, as Virgil Hunter would say, you have a family. And Inoue has a family, and he has to keep that family name intact. He's got to avenge the loss of his little brother, and he's got to go in there and he's got to beat the brakes off Oubaali because listen, he got a decision against his younger brother Takuma Inoue. Listen, personally, I watched the fight. I was live for it. Y'all who were there with me at like, what was it, 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning when I was live. I thought Takuma Inoue clearly beat Oubaali. I thought it was a close fight. I thought it could went either way, but I thought after the knockdown, you know, Takuma Inoue put on a boxing masterclass. Even hurt Oubaali in the 12th round. Wasn't fortunate enough to score the knockdown, but he hurt him in the 12th round of that fight. So I thought Takuma beat him, but you know, Naoya facing Oubaali could be a much different fight because I feel like Naoya Inoue is he's just like Takuma in the sense that, you know, he's got the skills, he's got the counter punching. Maybe I'll be honest with you. Takuma Inoue is a very skilled fighter. I would say he might slightly, about it, the hairs of his chin have more ring craft than Naoya Inoue, but the great equalizer with them two, or what puts Inoue above his younger brother for sure, is the fact that he has fight-changing punching power. We saw that against Donaire. We've seen it in many of his fights. So this is a fight, I'm just telling you guys, this is a fight that if it happens in 2020, don't be surprised because Oubaali is allowing MTK Global, who works at Top Rank. Inoue just signed a co-promotional deal with Top Rank, and he's a young, undefeated champion in the division, and he just beat his little brother. So, you know, the more I talk about it and the more I kind of verbalize all this, the more it's making sense that this should probably be the first fight for Inoue on the Top Rank deal. But I don't think Bob Arum would do that because I don't see Bob Arum wanting to put Inoue in a tough fight, his first fight with his ESPN deal. So I'm expecting someone like a Joshua Greer, you know, maybe let me see who's not fighting. Maybe Paul Butler as a mandatory, you know, someone like that. You know, I could definitely see that. But I think it'd be a good fight. You know, I'd be interested to see what Inoue does with somebody who's a bit, you know, fresher at the weight because as much as I like Donaire, and listen, Donaire is an exceptional fighter. Oubaali, I think, is at this point of his career, he's first of all he's fresher than Donaire. He has been through the wars Donaire's been at. He's strong. He's young. Well, not young. He's 33 years old, but he's strong. He's got a good amateur pedigree. He's fresher. He doesn't have as much wear and tear on his body in the professional ranks. So it'd be interesting to see what Inoue does with a guy who's as durable and as strong as Oubaali. He's a champion. It's a unification fight. So why not? You know what? I'm on it. Naoya Inoue versus Nordine Oubaali 2020. Make it happen. Come on, Bob Arum, the Bob father. Make it happen, champ. I think it'd be a good fight for the sport. I think it'd be a good fight for the fans. And truthfully speaking, if Bob Arum does plan to ever move him up to 122, they could make this fight or the Zolani Tate fight the last fights that they make before Inoue moves up to 122. And I think that'd be a great statement to make before he moves up to 122. Because whether you talk about Tate or Oubaali, I think they're both tough fights for Inoue. Neither one of those guys is going to be a walk in the park. They both got fight-changing punching power. They're both strong, durable fighters. So should be fun to see. But yeah, Oubaali, he says he wants all the smoke with Naoya Inoue. He's calling out the Japanese boxing sensation. He's trying to do what David Haye tried to do many years ago. If you guys remember, David Haye said that he wanted to beat Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko in the same year, and he had that shirt where they were all cartoons, and David Haye was there holding up heads of both the Klitschkos, and he wasn't able to beat any of the Klitschkos, but he said he was going to do it. Well, Oubaali's already halfway there. He's already halfway there, and he wants to complete what he started by beating the Inoues. And I'll tell you this, man, if he's able to beat both the Inoues, that's pretty damn good stuff there from Oubaali. So, you know, an ambitious guy, probably the best French fighter out right now. And, yeah, fair play to him. You know, the WBC Bantamweight champion, 17-0, 12 KOs. Nordine Oubaali calling out the monster. So let me know what you guys think, because truthfully, he should have lost, in my opinion. I thought Takuma Inoue was giving him that work after he got knocked down. That's why I gave Takuma Inoue the nickname Western Union Inoue, because he was money. He was cashing them checks, check left hooks, counter right hands, counter jabs. You know, it was a great exhibition of boxing from Takuma Inoue, but he wasn't able to get the decision. They gave him the Adrian Granados treatment over there in Japan. So, you know, it is what it is. It's boxing. It's life. Can't always be fair. We're not going to whine. We're not going to complain. We're not going to get in our feelings. But I do want to see this fight happen in 2020 between Naoya Inoue and Oubaali. I think it'd be a great unification fight for the division. But I want to hear from you guys. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. And that's Dania in South Florida if you didn't know. So until next time, take care, guys.